what's up everybody? Mike B with Bombero Bus, and I'm out here at the barn today. Gonna dabble a little bit while I'm still waiting on my heads. If you've been watching that build series, it's been 30 days and you know they haven't been shipped out yet, but that's because I'm having them fly cut. So I need things to do to stay dubbing on the daily. So let's look at this. It's a dual glass pack that I have here, and a buddy of mine, VW Jim, gave me that. So I certainly wasn't complaining, and one thing I love about it is the way it sounds. One thing that bothers me about it is, I don't know what happened there, but you can clearly see, of course the car's jacked up. Why do the wheels do that? I know why they do that, but man, I hate it when the wheels do that. Is that thing is crooked. So especially this driver's side, look how far down it hangs. Because I don't know what the previous owner did or if it got, you know, bent sitting in a pile somewhere, but you know, it's aggravating, but I wasn't going to do anything about it until I went to visit him the other day, and he said, man, you know, I have another set of those, and there they are, and they're straight. So he said, why don't you put them on there and see if you like them better? And I said, man, I'll do it. So that's what I got. I got it jacked up right now, and gonna sturdy it up, gonna pull that muffler off, put the new one on and see what it looks like, and then I'll talk about and probably some other things on the engine there. Okay, we got that one off, the crooked one, and you can see where I got mad and, you know, broke the gasket. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't get mad. You don't even have to. These gaskets, they're plastic ones, they're terrible. I probably don't have to tell you, but you know, you can kind of get away with them here at the collector. But the ones that go here, inside there, you got to get the metal ones, man. I was changing those so much. I'd be going down the road and I'd hear an exhaust leak, and I knew right where it was coming from. So those have been fixed. Those metal ones work really good. I only have another plastic one to put here for this, and then by the time I get the 1800 in there, I'll probably need a new one anyway. But let me get that crooked one out of the way and put the straight one on. All right, well, that's a little bit better. It brought it up almost 2 inches. So, you know, it still doesn't look like the right exhaust, but you know, when you're standing at a normal angle, I mean, I like it. But what I really love is the sound of it, so probably gonna run with that unless I ever lower the car. I don't see it being too much of a problem. So hey, buddy gave it to me for free. I'm certainly not gonna complain, especially when I got that sweet sound out of it. So I'm gonna fire it up right now and see if that one sounds the same as the other one that I just pulled off. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, man, I love it. Let's see, some other things going on is about 10 months ago, I did a video on the MP009. That's not it. That's to replace the spare that I carried around. The MP009 lasted about 10 months. It went out slowly, and I would have to restart the car until finally it died completely and left me stranded in a church parking lot. And I had to put in this backup, which isn't even an MP. Kind of upset with the parts place a little bit because I didn't check. They had this in the same box that they sold the MP one in, and that is not an MP. It's an even cheaper version, but they sold it for the same price as if it was an MP. The box didn't say MP, but it was in the same kind of box. I feel like they knew what they were doing. So, you know, that's another problem. These distributors have been my Achilles heel. I had an electronic SVD A1 go out on the bus. Man, look, I just about ready to run points, but I'm just not going to fork out the $300 or so for the big Protronics and billet ones and all that. I'm not ready for that yet. So that is my backup one, and now I have a points one for a backup up in the trunk there. So, you know, you got to keep it to where you can get yourself home. What else happened? I vented this. This is, you know, I like the electric fuel pumps. And so I have found for me that the best place to vent these cars, these engines, I think is from right here where the mechanical fuel pump would be. As I understand it, that's the higher pressure side of the case. And I like the look of it. I vented this up to that breather box, and it has helped tremendously as far as me having to wipe down, you know, the weeping from all the horsepower of oil that goes on back here. And the bigger problem was this carb here. You can see I ran another hose from the oil filler up to that same box because I had what I'm not going to deny was one of those cheap nipple filters on there. And, you know, that thing would let oil past it. And this carburetor was just always dirty. That one would stay clean. This one would stay dirty. And so I didn't really care because I could wipe it down from time to time. But it eventually would get to the jets, and then this carburetor would need its jets cleaned out where that one didn't. So I decided something's got to happen to keep the oil mist off of this area. And this worked for me. So that going up to the breather box, vented here at where the mechanical fuel pump would be, has worked out tremendously. Because believe it or not, stock 1600 with dual carbs on it and tuned up really nice, it does create crankcase pressure beyond what they intended. And you can see it when I turn the engine off. You'll see crankcase vapors coming out of that nipple right there, you know, and that's just pressure that would have stayed inside your case and pushed on your rings and etc. So I'm glad to have that little setup there. So I think I'll probably roll with that exhaust even after I get the 1800 built. And you know, I don't think it'll ever be a problem unless I wanted to lower the car, and I don't necessarily want to, but I'm going to get some drop spindles eventually, 2.5-inch drop spindles up front, which mean the back will have to come down a little bit to level it out. And also on the 1800, I have a sump that's going under there, so it looks like there's plenty of room for it. But if I were to, you know, drop the car, there's still plenty of room, but still would want to be careful with it. So I got a bell crank coming. Bell crank throttle linkage from CSP coming. This, if you learn how to use these that come with the EPC 34s, they're fine. That is not why I'm replacing it. There's nothing wrong with those. You do have to learn your way around them, but I just want to try it. It's going to be for the 1800. So if the bell crank linkage gets here before then, I might put it on here and go ahead and give it a trial run. You know, just looking for a change. Want to clean up the engine look a little bit. And, you know, I don't like the look of this bar as much as I do the ones that go on the big Webers that have the angle that come out here. They look a little cooler, but these have really been no problem. Just want to take them off and just have just the carburetors sitting on each side of there and without all the distraction of this linkage. So, you know, that's what we're doing today. Just messing around, doing what I can to dub daily. So just a little quick drop in on, man, how Bombero bus is trying to waste the days when I'm not at work, waiting on those heads to come in so we can get you back to the 1800 series build. So thanks for hanging out, checking it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it helped you. If not, leave a comment. Let me know what's up.